everyone, it's your dude, James, coming back to you with another episode here on Dude Knits. How are you all doing today? Am I not just bright and glowing? Okay. It's not that I decided to do it during the day. This is just naturally my goodness, shining out and gracing the world with my presence. No, that's not true at all. It's just during the day. I'm hot, a little bit sweaty, but you get what you get. For all of those that are returning, that will not be a surprise to you. I kind of just roll with it however it goes. For those of you that are new, welcome. And I wanted to start you off with realistic expectations of what this is and is not. So welcome. Another episode getting out to you. I have lots of things to share. I have continued to be jetting all around, doing all the different things. I can't remember if I talked about what I did a couple weekends ago. My brother-in-law and my sister have a food truck that's new. My brother-in-law loves to smoke meat. And if it looks like I don't know what I'm talking about, that is correct. You have it right. But they did an event in our local community. They do art in a park where they bring a bunch of artists and food vendors. And so I had agreed to kind of help them out for their first weekend. And so I did that 2 weekends ago. And I swear I sweat more than I retained. It was so hot the first day. Their trailer was amazing. They did a bunch of smoked brisket in different styles, which that's beef for those of you that aren't familiar, like I was. So yeah, it was a good time. I got to meet a lot of people. It was a lot of fun. I was on my feet a lot, which I'm not used to. I work at a desk, and so that was kind of interesting and relates to what I'm going to talk about later. But it was a good time. The first day was really hot. By the second day, we had a good system down. They have rave reviews, which for me is really cool as a family member and a supporter of them to see them get that kind of reaction. And yeah, we are a minute and a half or 2.5 minutes in, and there's Artemis, and I don't know where my squirt bottle is. So this might be an interesting episode. So we'll see. She's here. She's doing great. So I did that 2 weekends ago, and this last weekend I was in Elgin, or technically I think Hampton Estates. I was somewhere in Illinois for the Frivolous and Frugal Ply Podcast Meetup. It was amazing. I'm not going to call it a mini meetup because, there was just amazing amounts of people there. I don't have exact numbers or anything like that, but it was great. It was so good. So most of this episode, we'll be talking about the meetup that happened. We'll be talking about the yarn acquisitions that I got, a new project I've started on. I think I'm almost halfway through. I'll do a little bit of my Squareopolis. I haven't been working on many other things. My Scrappy Blanket, which I have a little bit of news for. But that'll be the majority of this episode, just kind of catching people up, letting them know about my experience. For those of you that I met there, oh my God, it was so amazing. Especially being able to meet some people that I've known virtually, some new people that I haven't ever met, some new podcasts I've never heard of that I can't wait to get caught up on and check out, some that I just learned about, and then I got to meet them right away, which was really cool. I was very excited. I'm very tired. My friends Amy and Carol wanted to stay up late like every night, and so I tried to convince them to go to bed, obviously, but they didn't want to, so we were up so late. Part of that may be an exaggeration, but do you expect anything else from me at this point? It was a lot of fun. It was great. For those of you that weren't able to meet up with us, I tried to take some pictures on Instagram of kind of my journey down there. Once I got there, it was a little more difficult to keep people in the loop. I recommend you check out the list of podcasters that I'll have below. Those are the podcasters and folks that were there. And so I know there's one at least that I've already seen, two that I've seen that have kind of talked about the meetup a little bit. So if you want more information about what it was like, feel free to check them all out. If you like them, subscribe. If you don't tell them I sent you. I don't know what to, I don't know what to do for you. But yeah, feel free to get more information there. I would definitely check out Frivolous and Frugal, the 3-ply ladies, for their next episodes when those come out. I imagine they'll have more information. But it was great. Feel free to go next year because I'll be there then. I am fully committing. Whatever that looks like, I will be there. I am so excited to go again. I'm also thinking about going to Knit City in Montreal. That's in May of next year. Feel free to check that out. Otherwise, there's a bunch of virtual get-togethers, knit-togethers that I try and frequent. I am not going for the length of time I used to, just because there's a lot of them, as you'll see. But I do try and pop in occasionally, and feel free to catch me there. I do try and visit Around the Table Yarns. They're virtual knit-togethers. They tend to meet on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays. In the fall, last year they did Stephen West, a special Friday. I'm not sure if they're doing it again. If they will, I'll be there absolutely 100%. I love that yarn shop. It's not my local one, but it's my virtual one. It's my go-to. So they're amazing. Feel free to check that out. Frivolous and Frugal on Tuesday nights. They have their meetup. You can find their information in Ravelry. Got Whips podcast does 2 Wednesday ones as well. Sometimes I can pop in for my Wednesday lunch. I'm not there tonight because I'm recording. This is on Wednesday night. But they're all over the place. I think it's Knits and Pieces does I think they call it a knit cafe on Tuesday as well, which I heard about for the first time at the meetup, where I think people can chat and they respond to it live. Don't quote me if I'm getting any of this wrong, but I'm going to check that out this next Tuesday and then go to Frivolous and Frugals after that. Just to check it out to see what it's like. So if you weren't able to meet up, there's a lot of virtual options for people. If you're nervous and you don't know how to use Zoom, you don't know how to use some of that technology, it's okay. We will get through it. If there's not people in your life that can help you, feel free to reach out to me. I'll try and help you, get connected, get things set up. You don't actually need to have a Zoom account. You can just log into their meetings as a guest for the virtual knit nights. If you don't have a camera, most of them have chat options. Some people have their camera on, some don't. Some talk a lot, some don't. Almost all the ones I'm in are super welcoming. People are amazing. But yeah, feel free to check those out as some virtual options and keep us all connected. So the meetup, we left Thursday morning. I was late. Should surprise no one. That should surprise absolutely no one, including the people I was driving with. I said I would pick up my good friend Kathy that I work with at 6 a.m. and I messaged her at 6:01 and said I'm gonna be 20-ish minutes late. I did include that ish in the message. I was conscious at 6 a.m. on my vacation day. I consider that a win. But yeah, I made it over to Kathy, picked her up. We were going to go meet my friend Nikki to carpool all down together. Once I picked up Kathy, we were talking about all the stuff we were bringing, and I realized I may have forgotten something, which a lot of people wanted to see. So we're still in Green Bay. I just drove to my apartment, but I was late. I posted about that on Instagram. We drove to Nikki's. Then Nikki drove us from her house, which was in a more southern part of the state, into the meetup. So that was great. It was wonderful. My foot started to hurt a little bit. On Wednesday, we had a staff retreat. So the day before the meetup, the day before we were driving to the meetup, we had a staff retreat. You could wear comfortable shoes. I wore some tennis shoes. I didn't think about this till later. They were the same tennis shoes I wore the last weekend where I was on my feet the entire time. And so I woke up Thursday morning and I could barely put pressure on my left foot. So I think I wasn't used to wearing that style of shoe that much. It's an old shoe, but I only wear it for a couple hours typically, and I've worn it longer. And so I had to get some Tylenol, and I took that for a couple days because I could barely walk. Thankfully, I knew we were going places to sit and knit. So I was not going to let that deter me at all. But yeah, that was a thing. We worked through it. We got there. We got to the Wool & Co. I visited 2 yarn shops when we were there. Wool & Company and Elgin Knitworks. They're both amazing. They both have really different things to offer, which is cool to see. They're both small businesses that are supporting the community, which is just great to see. They're different in different ways. Wool & Co. is huge and massive. It almost feels like a warehouse, but it's not a warehouse. It's not that big. It's just got vaulted ceilings, and there's lots of space. So if you're like me and you don't like to be crowded and touching people, that is very nice. I got some excellent yarns, which I'll show you there. And then on Saturday, so this was Thursday, on Saturday I went to Elgin Knitworks, which is another amazing yarn shop. I think of it as like a more traditional local yarn shop when I think of them in my head. It's this storefront that has a couple multiple rooms. There's yarn everywhere. Kind of feels like a little bit of a treasure hunt. Every time you turn around, you see something new that's stacked somewhere, which was great. The folks were really welcoming. It was a good time. So I loved going to both the yarn shops, got yarn at both of them. It's amazing. I have projects planned for both of them that I don't want to wait, but one I am, one I'm not waiting on. So I got to see those local yarn shops. And that's really, we only went to those 2 places for yarn, which is good for my budget, frankly. But yeah, got some amazing yarn. And then I spent most of the time going out to eat a couple times, but then really just sitting, getting to know people. It was a strange experience with it a little bit because I had met some people online when I went to Maryland Sheep and Wool. And so when I saw them again, and I saw some of the people I regularly see, it wasn't that I didn't want to say hi to them, but it was more like I kind of see them pretty regularly, and it feels that way. Those online relationships are absolutely just as valid as your in-person ones, because we knew things about each other's lives. I got a call from somebody that comes to the virtual knit nights because her daughter had this big accomplishment and she wanted to share it with people, and she did that at the meetup because she couldn't make it virtually. And it's like, we're still part of people's lives. It's really cool, the connections you can make. But I got to meet a whole bunch of people I didn't know as well, which I love. I love working with people, although I'm not an extrovert. A lot of people think I am because I can be really high energy, but when I need time by myself, I need to recharge by myself. Like each of the days I pretty much took a nap. There's part of the time where I disappeared for the day. That wasn't to offend anybody. It's just sometimes I need time by myself. I process that way, which shocks people because I'm so vivacious and amazing, and in all reality I am high energy sometimes with people, so it shocks people a little bit that I'm an introvert, but I am. That's how I get my energy. So it was great seeing everybody. We packed the lobby Thursday night because the meetup didn't really start until Friday, so we packed the lobby Thursday, and there was a ton of people. I don't know, 25, 30 people. Miss Penny was able to make it, so we surprised and kind of shocked her a little bit late at night. The staff at the hotel was amazing. I think they liked to see what we were all working on. The people that were at the desk by the lobby were watching us, and they were so kind, so nice. It was really good. It was a really good time on Thursday night, and there was a sense of camaraderie with everybody that would come in. We tried to make room. I got to meet lots of people. It was great. So if I met you there, hi, thanks for checking out my little podcast. That was great. We helped put together some, what are they called? Like gift bags for people, which was great because they put all these amazing things. In fact, I have them. So these, it says the Meetup, what does it say? Meetup 3-ply is right here, and then Frivolous and Frugal's logo is right there. I know this is probably not the right way for you all, but it's what I got. So got these awesome bags, which are so cool. And then inside we got a bunch of different things. So I got this little sampler pack. This is from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. That's Lynn. Hey, Lynn. She is dyeing this amazing yarn. So there is her logo. Ooh. Sorry, it's not the right way, but that's Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. Find her online. And this is the colorway she made for Frivolous and Frugal, which kind of has Dawn's favorite colors and Penny's favorite colors. So this awesome little mini, and this goes on sale in her shop. It might already be on sale. I'm not entirely sure, but it is great. And then there is a code, which I will put down below, for 15% off. So check out that code. I don't want to say it here because if I get anything wrong, I can just go and edit down below. So yeah, check out that code from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts for 15% off your next order. And it's just amazing. This is 80 merino, 20 nylon. Yeah, it's 33 yards. And it's great. It's amazing. So that's something that came in the goodie basket. You have this little gripper thing. And some people are like, what is this for? If you have interchangeable needles and you need to tighten them, this works great for that. So I'm definitely keeping this. I'm keeping it all, let's be honest, but I never have enough stuff for my project bags. And then we got this fun little container. Look at that. Would you just look at it? It is so nice. So, Nikki from Knick-Knack Knits Co. Has a coupon code in here as well. And so there is their card. Ooh, where's my camera? You think I'd know by now. I will put the code down below again, and that goes until September 30th. So I'll put that code down below. There is, of course, the Frivolous and Frugal knitting podcast. They're signed. That looks so good. I should totally get one of these made. Dawn asked if I had one and she offered to put it in here, but I don't. I don't have a business card, but I will look into making one. There's some eucalyptus wash for blocking. Let's see. There is a sign. This is from Handmade by Heather from the Got Whips podcast, and she also has a shop, an online shop that she also has 10% off her next order. So I'll put her Instagram and the shop link and code down below for Heather as well. And there's just a bunch of different, how does Penny say it, accoutrements. It was really cool. Frivolous and Frugal golf tee that kind of represents Nikki. This golfing thing, you can tell I'm very specific and I golf. One of these, made by Miss Penny. If you don't know what these are for, go check out Frivolous and Frugal and watch some of their episodes. And then just some knitting markers and some, what are these called? Bobby pins? Which I've heard these are really useful to keep your stitches straight, but I don't buy bobby pins. It's just not something I've ever done, so I grabbed some of those on purpose. So that's what was in the bag. It was amazing. It was great. Definitely going to use everything that's in here, and like I said, the code and information will be down below. Maybe not as soon as the episode gets up, because I want to make sure I edit and get the episode up. But I will edit the description to make sure that stuff is in there, so you have all of those codes. And if I get something wrong from any of the people that were there, please let me know so I can correct that. Feel free to reach out. We did show and tell one night. We did a birthday celebration for the Ply Podcast and the Frivolous and Frugal podcast. There was cake. There was snacks that were there. There was treats. It was a whole thing. It was amazing. I loved every second of it. It was great. It fed my soul in a way that I really needed. It was just amazing. There's not really another way to say it. It was amazing. There was gifts and giveaways and a whole bunch of different things. So let's get into some of the stuff that's a little bit new, some updates with what I have here. So one of the first things that I'll show you, don't you just love this bag? This is one of my favorite bags. Thank you, Kathy and Carol, if you're watching. One of my favorite bags. So we have the Squareopolis, which I'm continuing to work on. I took a little bit of a break from it at the meetup because I started a new project, but I have made some pretty decent, oh, it's really bright that way, some pretty decent progress. Look at those colors. Slow pan upwards. Hoping you can see this because I can't see the camera. But yeah, it looks amazing. I love it. We're getting somewhere on it. Starting to get to the long rows. So this is the Squareopolis by Maxim Sear, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's used with a Zauber ball and a Malabrigos Dos Tierras. I'm probably not saying that right. Yeah, I'm loving it. It's good stuff. It's squishy, soft, and delicious, but it has taken a little bit of a backseat because I've started a new project that I will show y'all. Maybe. There it is. If I can remember where I put it. This is real life, folks. This is real life. So when I went to Elgin Knitworks, I wanted to try some yarn called Direful because it's local. I've never had it before. I was taking a look at some of the stats, and Karina Spencer just came out with a new cowl called the Twofold Cowl. Feel free to check that out. And it calls for worsted weight 250 yards per color. Well, it just so happens that Direful DK comes in 250 grams, and it's squishy and it plumps up, and I'm a loose knitter, so it was perfect for me to consider doing the twofold cowl in that. So I got these two colors. Look at that. I don't remember what this is called, so I will make a Ravelry project page. So the second color. And here's them together. Which I was a little bit worried, are these going to be a high enough contrast? But then I cast on the twofold cowl. Apparently, and it's stuck on itself, which is always amazing when you're trying to podcast. And I am loving how this looks. We are getting somewhere, folks. It looks amazing. I love it. It's so squishy and so big already. Let's keep going this way so you can see the colors. Here's the centerpiece where it joins. I love that. And here's the second color. So yeah, I'm loving every single part of this. It's so squishy. The yarn is amazing. I'll probably finish it this week, or if not this week, this weekend. And yeah, that'll be that cowl. I was going to join a knit along for it, but I didn't want to wait. And I may have talked a lot about it at Elgin Knitworks, which is where I got this yarn, Elgin Knitworks. May have convinced a few other people to buy it too. And it was funny because I got back to the hotel that night, and Noelle and Kelly from Knits and Pieces had already like caked up their yarn and started, and they were like, "James, where's your yarn?" And it was still in the hank, so I went and caked it up and cast it on, and I got pretty far with it. So that's amazing. I love it. It is so much fun. For those of you that are worried about the Karina Spencer pattern, it's not difficult. I mean, there's a little bit of cable work, and by a little bit, I mean like 2 stitches total that you're cabling, and there's a little bit of intarsia, which just means you drop the one strand and pick the other yarn strand up underneath the one you dropped. That's all it means. It's literally not more complicated than that. And she has a YouTube video showing you how to do it. So I highly recommend, if that's something you're interested in, go take a look at some of the Instagram pictures. They're amazing. And consider you getting some Direful for it, because wow, is that worth it. So worth it. I'll absolutely be getting Direful again. Not anytime soon. Let's not get carried away. But definitely one of the yarns that I just absolutely love. Beautiful. I've wanted to use it. Never have. It's great. I got a couple other things. So when I went to Wool & Co., I signed up for their membership. And with their membership, you get a free yarn, a free hank of Leading Men. So this is my hank of Leading Men fibers. This is Wilderness in their Showstopper base. And with that, this shade of teal, which is coming in a little bit dark because of the light. Is there a way for me to... That's more true to color. And then this brown looked amazing. So I got a skein of this teal, which is pretty similar to it. And I don't know where my brown is. I'm getting a little worried that I lost it, which is probably a sign I should clean my apartment, just being real. Or at least my yarn stash. And so I'm going to make a fade, and the brown would be over there. I'm going to start with the brown, then do this one, then end with this one. And I'm going to do the Pangona by Stephen West. Probably not until next year, though, because of all the other Stephen West stuff that's coming up. I'm doing the Mystery Knit Along in October. I'm hoping the info for that comes out soon-ish. And I was talking to Miss Cheryl at the Meetup, and there's several people that don't like doing Mystery Knit Alongs because they don't know what it's going to look like. And I think this is a great idea, and I'm offering anybody to join in. If you want the community experience that you get during the Mystery Knit Along, but don't want to knit the Mystery Knit Along, I'm going to suggest that you pick a pattern of his that you want to make, and you knit it with us during the Mystery Knit Along. There's several people that do virtual things. I don't know if Around the Table Yarns is going to do another Mystery Knit Along virtual night. If they do, feel free to join and just bring that other project and space out the project so you're kind of trying to get it done the same amount of work each week, and that way when we're all done, you can be done and you can share in that community feel. You can talk about your Stephen West, even if it's not the same one that everybody else is doing. So I'm putting that out to the universe. I think it's a great idea. I suggested it to Miss Cheryl for what she wants to do, and I'm suggesting it to all of you because one of the things I love most about that time is the community feel you get. Of everybody kind of picking their colors and what is this going to look like, and then you can be part of that too, just with a different pattern. I don't see any big deal with that personally, but yeah, I'm putting that out to the universe because that one is going to be my Pangona, but not until February or March of 2023. Just with everything else that's going on, it's not going to happen. So I got that from Wool & Co. And then I also got some Cascade Yarns Pacific Chunky. So I got 2 of these dark browns and 1 of these light browns, and I'm going to make a baby blanket. Cute little baby blanket. It's so soft. I love it. So that's, I bought all yarn with intentions, which was not on purpose, but it's how I did it. And this was very affordable yarn. I think it was like $9 or $8, maybe $7. I got 3 of them. So very, very nice yarns that I got this weekend. I loved it. Let's see. And then there was a couple of prizes that I won. So this is one of them. This is a Queen Sandy bag that says Meetup 2022. It's hard to see with my lighting right here. It's not hard to see in person. It's very easy to see in person. And it is amazing. She does this all from the graces of her heart. This is not her business. Get these handles. This is a zipper right here for the front. There's an inside piece right there. It has a zipper and a pocket. It's just absolutely incredible. I love it. And it has the name of another person that helped donate to the meetup, and that was Magpies Cottage, Joanne Kiley from Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. So I will try and remember to put their info down there. Around the Table Yarns also, I believe, donated to the mini meetup. I think it was them, or it was Kim, who works for Around the Table Yarns. Not 100%, but either way, both are amazing. And so I won this as one of the giveaways. I'm so thankful. Thank you, Queen Sandy. It's amazing. I also won a giveaway of, look at this. Same company that makes Zelber balls has these gradient fade kind of things. And I think I'm going to do a cowl. I think it's called like the AZ cowl. I'll have to look it up and remember to try and put it in my show notes. But one of the people that was there, their name was Mary, and they showed that to me, and it just takes one of these, and it just makes a really nice cowl. I'm into cowls for some reason right now. Who knew? But I can't wait to make that and see what it looks like. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this bag. It's full. It's huge. Look at all these things. People are so gracious. My good friend Deborah got me a box of dudes. Is that not the coolest thing ever? They're these blank cards that have different dude. So I think if I do giveaways and actually remember to send out prizes, sorry Sarah, sorry Ingrid, maybe I would send this as like a little handwritten note that I could put in the thing. Everybody gets their own little dude. Very cool, very appreciative. Thank you so much. I also got a pack of 6 minis. This is all amazing yarn that I got from Kim, and she was so sweet. She gave it to me, and you want to know what she said? I didn't ask her if I could say this, but I'm saying it anyways. She said, "I want to be in your blanket." I'm not going to cry. It's just the sun that's in my eyes. But that was so sweet. I appreciated it so much because I want her to be in my blanket too. It was very nice. And I don't know why I'm tearing up. There's so much love in this community, so much support, and I really appreciate it. I also love that I got to meet Kim for the first time, who I've known for several months now, and is just an amazing human being. So, yeah, I was really thankful for all of the things that I received, but that was one of the things that I have. I've already started to put it in my ball, so Kim, or in my blanket. So Kim, you're already in my blanket. The next 2 people, I don't know if they would mind if I mention them or not, so I won't mention their name, but someone that I was so excited to meet and may have competed with different knitting projects on, wanted me to try some of this yarn for some socks. And look at the color. It's all these amazing blues that are in there. Oh, the lighting's not doing it justice. It's doing me great justice, but not the yarn. So thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it, and I will use it. I'm not sure when, because I'm still trying to get through all my Lucky Dip yarns for socks, but I will absolutely make a pair of those eventually. And same thing, the different person gave me this incredible hank. I think it was part of a monthly kit. This is Yarn Ink, Art on the String, and it's called After Dark, and it was colorway for March. So look at those colors. Just stunning. And I'll absolutely use that. I would love these colors. And then one of the other prizes that I won was some skeins of Color Lab, which is West Yorkshire Spinners, Color Lab in DK. So a bunch of different skeins. Not sure what I will use, but I'm excited because it's 100% British wool. For those of you that don't know, I am British. My family immigrated, so technically I'm part of the first generation that was born in the U.S. And so, yeah, very cool to get some British wool. Don't know what I'll use it for, but I'm super excited. And then they didn't have to do this. I'm not going to cry, you guys. It is just dusty in my apartment because I need to clean, okay? Stop judging. This was from the Frivolous and Frugal podcast. This is some Julie Aslin, which I've never even touched. DK mini set. It's just, it's amazing. It's so good. And I'm not crying. It's dusty in here, you guys, okay? It's just dusty. But there it is. It's amazing. They did not have to get me anything. The company, I came for the reason, I came for the people, but it's just amazing. I have no idea what I'm going to use this for, but I'm just going to hold it for a while. I'm just going to cuddle it on occasion. When I have a bad day at work, I'm just going to come and hold my Julie Aslin yarn. So incredibly thankful. Such a good weekend. I loved meeting all the people, the stories that we'll take away from there. I love what we do virtually. You can't repeat everything virtually, though. You can do a lot, and it's amazing, but you can't do everything that you can do in person. And so this weekend just fed my soul, and I'm so thankful for everybody that was there. I was very tired when I returned home. I did not get back to my apartment until 7:30 on Sunday. I took Monday off, thankfully. Went back to work Tuesday. There was a little bit of an issue, a little bit of a casualty, you could say, at the meetup. I'm not sure how it happened, if a piece of this got caught on something. This is my opus, but there was a casualty, which thankfully I caught pretty quickly. Some of the yarn must have snapped. So I am going to see if I can find any of this and try and duplicate stitch. I caught things pretty quickly, so I'm not super worried about this at all. But I do have to do some repairs. I won't be able to use this for a little while. So I'm not sure what happened. I'm thinking it was probably just a piece of yarn that was tied and then it came loose and undone. So I'm going to try and fix that. My first yarn repair, guys. Isn't that exciting? So, and it's not very big. Not very big section at all. I was taking a nap on one of the couches wearing the opus, and I looked up. I'm like, why does that part look so much brighter? And then, oh shoot, the yarn was coming undone. So, not the end of the world. I have the spares somewhere. Otherwise, I made that hat, and if I needed to, I could take out. I made an opus hat. Kind of made up a version of my own using the base pattern and then modified it to make it in the round and make a hat. So yeah, I think that's most of everything. There's a lot more that happened that I couldn't get in here, but I'm trying to keep them as just slightly smaller episodes, so I get them edited and up in a timely manner. But it was amazing. Thank you to everybody again. Thank you so much to the Frivolous and Frugal and 3-Ply Lady podcasts. It was so great to meet everyone, to be there, and I can't wait to do it again. I need to recover some sleep first, but it was amazing. I will see you, until I see you all virtually, which is a new phrase that I'm really loving. I will catch you all later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.